Hi everyone, it's Bridget with Bees Altered Designs. I am going to do a tutorial on these little cute Bottlecap bird cages that I did for a recent embellishment swap. I need to get this done because I got to get the package sent out to my partner. Okay, so what I have here is I have a wood block. This is what I bang on. My trusty little hammer, and I have one of these little eyelet hole things. I don't use this anymore. I use my crocodile more, unless I need something that small. So that's what I do to bang the holes in the bottle caps. And these are just beer bottle caps that my husband saved for me. So anyways, so here's a couple that already have the holes in it. But what I do is I poke the holes, I poke them right up against the wall between that little rubber piece and here. So I'm not going to bang because it's very loud. Since I have two already that are that have holes in it, I will do that. I won't bother doing that. So you want a piece, you want however many holes you do. Now this one I did 8 holes. And then this one I only did 6 holes for. So it's just how many holes you want. And I actually did this one second. So I like the more holes. I don't know, I like the way this bird cage looks. So I am going to do this since I have it already done and there's 8 holes. So I'm going to need 8 pieces about 5 inches long. You want to go a little longer. You want to use, I believe the wire that I'm using is like a 24 gauge. You don't want to use anything that's going to be hard to bend, and you don't want to use something that's too soft, because if you use something that's too soft, like 26 gauge, then you're just gonna, it's too easy to bend, and every time you touch it, it's going to crush in on you. So I'm just guesstimating. This is 5 inches. You do want to make it a little long. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay. So then what you want to start doing is you want to start putting these in the holes. And the easiest way I found to do that is to bend them. And hold them with your thumb. Let me just get my pliers. This is the part where you're going to want to have 8 hands, I swear. Trying to keep the wires in as you're bending it. You're also going to want to have your glue gun hot. Okay, so once you have that done, try to like straighten them underneath so that, see, like this one got bent over here. So just make sure they're kind of straight down. Okay, so here what you're going to do is you're going to take your glue gun. Mine are about to fall all out. And you're going to want to start gluing them down. And you're going to want to be careful too, because this is going to get hot in here. So you're just going to want to fill this up with glue. And the bottle cap is going to get hot. So if you got sensitive fingers, you can hold it with your tweezers, or not tweezers, the pliers. Oh, I'm like today. Keep forgetting my words. So I'm just going to hold this down, let it dry. It's going to take a few minutes to dry. So this is dry. I'm just going to add a little bit of more hot glue on the top here, just to make sure they're in there. You're going to put a piece of felt on here anyways, but I want to make sure that they are down because we're going to be playing with the wires and I don't want any of these to bend. So I'll be right back when this is dry. Okay, so this is pretty much, this is dry. It's a little tacky, but it's dry. It's going to hold the wires down here. So you have something that looks like this. Okay, and we are going to bend these wires around. Now you need to decide how tall you want your bird cage. That is important. Okay, so if you get them pretty much straight, now what we want to do is figure out, like I said, how tall you want your bird cage. And like this one is kind of short, so you want to gather these up and go down, and then you're going to give a little pull on some of them. You're just going to pull them out a little bit before you start wrapping. You're just going to hold these straight up. Remember, this is wire, so they'll bend. And then you just want to pull out your wires. So you have them so they bend kind of like, to look like a bird cage. And then I squish mine a little bit down just to give it some pull, like so that it looks round like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and you can play with your wires after you get them wrapped too. I'm going to take one wire and I'm going to wrap it around here. You want to make sure it keeps it, you check it so it keeps its form. Okay, so that's wrapped around. You can play with your wires. Okay, and I'm going to do that with 2 more wires. I'm just going to send these around. See what I'm doing? I'm just wrapping them around the top, and I'm going to cut off the excess. Squeeze this a little. So I have something that looks like this. I'm going to even out the top here. Okay. And then you just want to play with your bird cage. Make sure it's like smushed the way you want. I shouldn't say smushed. Pushed down. See, it doesn't even affect those anymore. The glue keeps them from coming apart. So I'm just going to go around And you can pull on these and get them where you want them. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to paint them and make them look a little shabby or whatnot. Oh, that's my husband. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna call this good. Looks semi-normal. Okay, for the top here, I'm going to grab this with these needle nose pliers. And then I'm going to grab this with these pliers, and I'm going to start twisting. Okay. And then this where we want to bend. And I didn't get my other. This we just want to make a loop like you would. Like you would make, I'm sorry, if you were doing jewelry. And then I'm just going to wrap the excess around this. Make this look like it's... And then, of course, you're going to wrap the top with ribbon, so, but I want to take these pokey things out. Okay. So then, when that's done, you have something that looks like this. It's like a tiny little bird cage. I'm just going to play with it a little bit just to get it so it's, you can push down on it too. Okay, and then when you're done doing that, you just want to gesso it. And I'm going to gesso this now. Find a paintbrush that I want to use. The bottle cap's already been gessoed once, but I really want to just gesso the wires before I paint them. Okay, so I have a mixture of sand and paint, white paint here. And I am just going to paint or dab it, trying to leave some texture on here. Just let that dry. That's going to take a while to dry. Okay, so we'll let that dry. I might as well play with this while that's drying. So I'm just going to cut some pieces off here that'll make a base. Now this stuff is pretty thick. So I'm just cutting where it's loose. I just kind of like want to get it so it's breakable. It's not so stiff. Okay, I'm just going to call this done because for the sake of time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a glob of glue in here. I tend to overuse glue. And I'm going to stick some of this in here on the bottom. Just kind of move it around. We want some coming out. We want it to look as natural as possible. So just get that in there as if it's a nest. So I pretty much got it how I want it. I'm just going to twist this around this. And I'm going to put a little birdie inside, sitting in here. I can reach in there. You can decorate, like I said, any way you want. You could make it taller, put a Tim Holtz doll in here. I think that would look so cute, one of these little ones. Put him in there. I think that would look really, really cute. Make it kind of steampunkish. Or even just set the doll in there, kind of, you know, or put him on the outside. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, of course, I say that about everything. Okay. So there you go. Let me just get rid of some of the... So it's not exactly like my other one, but you get the general idea of how to do it. The felt piece, sorry. Let's see. So you just need to cut like about an inch round, circle out. Glue this on here. Trim this around, push it in, and you get your bottom trimmed, and you got your little itty bitty bird cage. And that's really how you do it. You don't have to have these sticking out that far, but and you can just decorate it how you want. With flowers and stuff. So like this one, I put a pink flower here on the back and some rosebuds. Kept it really simple. This one I used all 3 birds in the bird cage, so you get the idea. So anyways, that was the tutorial, and thank you all for watching, and see you soon.